Leg extensions always first, okay? Go into a leg press. I would always squat at the end. So leg press, hack squat, usually squat, and then I would lunge, okay? But I never started with squats first. Why? Because I never really wanted to let my ego say, okay, I'm gonna squat 500 pounds. Even though I could, it was very, very unsafe for me who was making a living as a bodybuilder. I didn't want to risk the back injury or knee or whatever else. I had great legs, there was no need to push it. I mean, a lot of guys nowadays, they're squatting barefoot. I trained in Jordan 1s or something that had like a really flat sole similar to that. Hamstring training, lying leg curls, seated leg curls, one leg curls, stiff-legged deadlifts. And I would prioritize my calves, so I'd start with the calf training before chest. Because you know at the end of the workout, especially you guys that train calf with legs, you're not gonna put that effort into the calf training, right? So if you want bigger calves, walk in the gym and do the calves. Okay, get it done first, get the blood in there before putting the blood somewhere else in your body. Ways that I've trained my arms over the years, actually taught Phil Heath this movement, who has the greatest arms, right? I was favored towards doing my 10 or 12 reps with one arm and 10 or 12 reps with the other. I would do the movement like this, so I would do 10 or 12 reps like this, okay? Rope presses, ideal for me, was always the first exercise I did to really warm up my elbow joints. So I did the ropes, okay? Remember, the bottom portion is important for the triceps. Okay, body weight dips, another great exercise for the triceps. One of the few movements that you lock out the triceps, okay? Obviously, overhead skull crushers hurts a lot of people's elbows, machines. You can use a rope on a cable, which is good. Dumbbell on this overhead like this is really good. Close grip bench presses is also great for building the tricep mass. So close grip bench press, which I mentioned I don't bench press, right? But I did do close grip bench press for the triceps. Triceps are more important obviously than biceps, but there's no real way to work the peak into a biceps, guys. So if you're not genetically blessed with more of a peak, you'll notice that a lot of guys have different type biceps. You can't force a peak onto a bicep. Fortunately for me, I always had a decent peak. I prefer to do bis, tris one day, chest one day, shoulders one day, back one day, legs one day, quads, hamstrings. So that was my workout routine. So when I trained, I would train 3 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. That was my completion of my body parts each week. So I would train for I would train 5 out of 7 days a week, but I never trained like 5 days in a row and took the weekends off. After 3 days, my body was spent because of my amounts of sets and reps and everything else that I mentioned. I needed the rest days after 3 days straight of training.